Well, y'all, it is not pretty, but it is not finished. However, it is finished to the point that she can be brought home tomorrow and be safe and warm and protected. Well, safe and protected, I guess same thing. We have one of those huge, ginormous canvas bags in here of wood chips, and I need another one. Thankfully, we have a neighbor, I've talked to y'all about Seth before, that gives these to us by those big huge blocks full, and they're dry. Hugh has wood chips, we have wood chips, but ours are usually wet because of milling. But let me tell you what's going on. Of course, we have a window right here. It's an old window out of our old house over in Canton when we replaced them. I've got to put a latch on to keep it latched closed in the winter and latched open in the spring and summer and autumn. And we have hardware cloth, good and thick hardware cloth, so we don't have to worry about any animals getting in. And the reason I put this window up and down like this so that is because we're going to have children. Some of our neighbors, they have a couple little girls, and Sean and Teresa has their little grandson, and when we get her here, they're going to want to come and see her. So this puts it down real close to the ground, and I can come in here and open the window, and actually if I just wipe the windows, get the dust off of them, they'll be able to see through with the windows closed, and they'll be able to look in and see her, Miss Francesca. Dusty. So I've still got to put a roosting post in here for her, and we've got to put a nest over there in the back, and Hugh and I probably will do that tomorrow. Yeah, it looks crazy, guys. Nothing is square. This is one of those, but it's secure. We've got it tied down. We've got metal posts in the back. The metal posts on this side are buried, and we have, you know, the T-posts in the ground. Believe me, it's even as wobbly as it looks, it's going nowhere. So, I mean, it's good and sturdy. Good and sturdy. Good and sturdy. Good and sturdy. And the funny thing about it, when I get it trimmed out, and I won't start trimming it now at this point until springtime, because I don't want to freak her out with the sound of the saw, or the saw, or the screwdriver. But it's going to be kind of the shape of a little barn. Can you see the shape in there? And all this excess plastic will be gone, and it will just be trimmed out along the line, the exterior line. And the window will have trim around it, and the door will have trim around it, and the corners will have trim. And then down the edges, where I told you everything was obviously out of kilter, we will have trim down the edges also, so that it will level. The trim will be level. You won't know that everything else in there is so unlevel. But it's secure, and I think it's going to be very cute. And she's going to be safe, and she's going to be warm. And this spring we might try to tighten that plastic just a little bit. But there'll be plenty of openings so that it won't get too warm. By springtime, she'll be ready to come out anyway. And so she will not even be in there in the heat of the day. But we'll buy a big shade cloth to put over the top so it won't heat up in there to a high temperature anyway. So she'll have, and so I'm hoping, I've told you before, I'm hoping that she will go back in there at night, and that's where she will roost. And I think that if she spends, you know, a couple of months in there, which she has to in order to imprint, or for the property to imprint on her, then she will go straight back in there at nighttime when it's time to roost, and I'll just come out here and latch her door, and she will be all safe and secure. And it's big. It's plenty big enough for her. It's like 17 feet long and about 12 feet wide. So that's a fairly good size enclosure. And it is my hope that Ferdinand will also decide to go in there and be in there with her instead of roosting over there in the tobacco barn. He may continue to do that, but you know that tobacco barn's on its way out. It's seen its better days, and it's just a little, Hugh keeps telling me, oh, it's fine, it's not going anywhere. But when I go over there and I look at how uneven that roof is, and I see how it's kind of splitting apart at the very gable, I think, yeah, it's going somewhere, and it may not be too long, but hopefully we'll have plenty of warning, because he has all of his hay in there, and the cattle still go in there and, you know, and lay around and get out of the wind and weather. And so we've got to get them a location, hopefully something about the size of the sawmill shed for them. That'd be about perfect, and give them, we can even feed them in there that way, and no more cattle than we have. They can all go in there and just be comfortable and just enjoy being out of the weather. All right, y'all, I think I've had it for today. I got to go in and mist my Lysianthus and feed the chickens, and then we got to find something for dinner. And I'm ready. Just so glad that we've got it ready for her to come home to, other than a couple latches and a roosting post. And she'll be fine. I've got to ask the little guy that we're getting her from what kind of toys I can put in there, what kind of things I can put in there for to keep her entertained. I don't want her just in there bored. So if any of y'all know, send me some information. I'd appreciate it. All right, y'all. Love you much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.